those also become more and more powerful as they go more inward. So we're trying now to practice just enough asana to then take the seat for meditation, for inquiry, and for coming back home. Okay, so please rest your hands in your lap, and good morning once again. I'm glad we have this time together. You're welcome to close your eyes. And put aside whatever would represent kind of the density of your own mental distractions, so that you can feel this more and more subtle opportunity. As we go through the practice, the methodology and the tools of the practice become more subtle, more powerful, more subtle, and yet more powerful again. Now coming into your Ujjayi breath, it's a way to kind of light up the inner body, as if you were breathing like a dimmer switch, going slowly up with the inhale to brighten or turn on the energy centers of the body. And exhale also from the bottom up, from the pelvic floor upwards through the front line of the spine, up and out, of course, through the nostrils. Now you've been observing the Ujjayi breath, your breath and pace and clarity, over several breath cycles. So with the respect for what you're seeing or learning from this biofeedback, please join your hands together at your heart. And you can come to it with a gentle prayer that whatever gu, that is in the word guru, whatever density or difficulty or residue still remains in you, whatever you're bringing with you to class this morning, may that gu be transformed into ru. Ru meaning that which is luminous or has a quality of lucid wisdom. So may whatever we're facing, whatever we're bringing with us to class, may it be the compost, as it were, for what's to come through the practice. And may our efforts bring us back to that inner wisdom, the Vijnana Maya Kosha, and an inner radiance, Ananda Maya Kosha. Let's begin. Om Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Devo Maheshwara Gurura Sakshat Parara Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Devo Maheshwara Gurura Sakshat Parara Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Devo Maheshwara Gurura Sakshat Parara Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Hari Om Hari Hari Om. You may release your hands. Take your arms out to the side. Press out like you're stopping traffic to the left and the right. Inhale. Exhale smoothly. Turn your palms face up. Roll the shoulder blades down your upper back. And then inhale, raise both arms overhead. Exhale, push back out to the T shape. Turn your palms face up. Inhale, raise both arms overhead. Exhale, push back out to the T shape. Do that one more time. Palms face up. Inhale to rise. Exhale, push out. Now lower your hands down to clasp your hands behind the small of your back. Roll your shoulders open. Press your knuckles firmly into a blanket, the block, or the floor. And inhale to raise up. Exhale, lower just your head and your chin towards your throat. Inhale, reach up once again. Exhale, come down. And one more time, inhale to go up. And exhale. And then release your hands to your lap and see if your mind is able to come, kind of almost coming down like a spiral staircase. Are you able to come down a little bit more into the body? Does the breath drop down any bit deeper into your torso? So like a spiral staircase, or sometimes you could think of it like a corkscrew. We're going down to tap something deeper in. So place your hands on your shoulders, please. We're going to go left, right, like Shiva's drum that he has. This is Kapalabhati. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, push out. Rest your hands in your lap. Inhale, raise up to inhale, suspension. Exhale thoughtfully, slowly, and completely. Now please come to Vajrasana. These are kriyas or cleansing practices to help us in preparation for the physical practice, to help us in preparation for the seated practice. So I'm going to ask you just to check in advance before we embark on this, that when you come down to something like this, you can have your head supported at whatever level you would need that support to be at. And rest your palms face down in your lap. We're going to do Kapalabhati again without movement left to right. So just really focusing at the diaphragm. And then there'll be an inhale. There'll be an exhale. And then there's going to be inhale to suspension and exhale to squeeze the breath out. Okay. So focusing at the diaphragm, please. Exhale. Inhale to go up with the arms. Raise up through the chakras. Exhale, release your hands. Place your fists at the lower belly. And then inhale to suspension. Inhale, suspension. Exhale and go slowly over your fists. So you're using this position to help you squeeze the exhale breath out. And then deeply relax your body. Allow for the breath to be simple and subtle right now. Notice your fists in the lower belly. You may have a palpable, tangible experience of the breath. Okay, and then pressing your fists into the lower abdomen, roll up to sitting, kneeling. And let's place padding for the knees, please. And check that you're in a place where you can be comfortable going up like this. And coming down. So the hips are going to come to the heels and you're going to come down and forward. I'm going to put a blanket down in front like a little runway because the deck is very firm. Like this. Okay. Turn your palms face out. Inhale, rise up from your shins. Lift your hips, your chest, and your heart. Exhale, come down so the hips go to the heels, the fingertips come to the floor, and you stretch out into pranam. Inhale, raise up like an arrow, sit your hips to your heels. Exhale, push out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, folding the hips to the heels, fingers to the floor, bow over into pranam. Hips to your heels, inhale up like an arrow. Exhale, push out. Inhale, up through the chakras, up through the body, the breath and the heart. Exhale. Inhale, up like an arrow. And exhale, push out. Now interlace your fingers at the small of your back. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. We've been doing this one. And as you do that, squeeze the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Let's do inhale to look up. Exhale, fold forward. So you're squeezing the breath out with the torso, touching the thighs. And then inhale, raise up to the crown of your skull. Exhale, hips to your heels. Inhale, rise up and look up. Exhale, forward. Forehead to the floor, you've squeezed the breath out. Now inhale to the crown of your skull. Exhale, hips to your heels. Inhale, rise up. Look up. Exhale, last time. Come forward, touching your forehead down or your hairline. And then inhale to the crown. Exhale, hips to your heels. Inhale up to kneeling. Vajrasana, release your hands, please. Please come to Prasarita Padottanasana, the standing wide leg forward bend. Walk your hands out in front and begin to make the subtle form of the Ujjayi breath. We were talking about that the last couple of weeks. So as you come in, you may find that the first couple breath cycles are larger and more dynamic. But see if you can maintain the same sort of quantity of breath, but increase the quality of how you're breathing. And potentially, even though you have the same quantity, you're moving the air more slowly. And again, the first couple of breath cycles, you might find that you're going on a sort of customary practice, and then you're coming into your newer, more subtle practice. Having the arms outstretched like this is opening up the torso for a little more space for the whole process. That space in the inner body is something that we can translate as also having a feeling of mental space or emotional space, a feeling of spaciousness even between your thoughts. And while keeping the torso elongated as you've been doing, reach back now and interlace your fingers at the small of your back. And when you inhale, glide your chest, your heart, and your spine forward. And then exhale to bow more deeply over the legs. And then do that a few times. So the inhale, we're going to go forward, the spine, the torso, the heart feeling more spacious. And exhale to bow inward, becoming, we might call this like a more intimate place to be. And again, inhale, glide forward using the slower, longer, more thoughtful breath cycle. Yes, your hamstrings are working. Exhale to bow over the legs. Keep the legs toned so your body has a fundamental sense of safety or grounding with the legs. Now we'll inhale, rise up all the way to standing. And exhale, bring the hips forward and come into a standing back bend. Exhale, release your hands, release your arms, and let's set up for Surya Namaskar. I will change the angle on the computer camera. Let's use both blankets again like we were doing last week. And please put 2 blocks at the front of your mat. Since we're going to elevate the knees in Anjaneyasana, Asana, I want you to have your hands also elevated. Okay, in our Surya Namaskar, we are basically coming back to that prayer. May we use the gu in our lives to experience the ru that is possible in our practices and in our hearts. So come to the front of your yoga mat. Join your palms together, please. And beginning with this slow, thoughtful Ujjayi breath, take your hands down. And as you raise your arms out, coordinate that with the lifting of the breath. So at the top of your inhale, you're raising your gaze. Exhale, energize your legs, bow forward smoothly and completely. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, left toes back and left knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, steady as you come down. Inhale, straighten both legs. Reach your hips back. It's like Parsvottanasana. And exhale to deeply bow over your right leg. Inhale, glide forward to the basic lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms wide. Inhale, rise up. Crescent. Exhale, arms wide. Keep the left leg steady and toned. Lightly touch both blocks and inhale, step into plank pose. Using your longer exhale, reach backwards into downward facing dog. Inhale slowly forward to plank pose. Exhale to seal pose, the structure of seal pose. And inhale to light up your seal pose. Exhale, table pose. Inhale, plank pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog pose. Sorry. Okay. Now exhale, step your left foot forward between your blocks. Touch the right knee down. And inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, descend. Touch the blocks lightly with your fingers. Inhale, straighten both legs. Reach your hips back. And exhale to bow over your left leg. Inhale, bend your left knee, the base of the lunge. Exhale, float the arms wide like an airplane. Inhale, rise to your crescent. Exhale, descend. Okay, inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Knees down, heart forward. Come to the structure of seal pose. Point the toes. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, table pose. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. One foot forward, second foot forward. Okay, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, let's think of the hips now to be ready for sitting in meditation. There is some need for rotation to sit comfortably. So we're going to add warrior two to the cycle here. So standing in mountain pose. Turn your palms forward, thumbs back. Notice how the shoulder blades rotate when you do that with your arms. And now slow inhale, Ujjayi. And then slow exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward, reach to the crown of your skull. Exhale, left toes back for Anjaneyasana, left knee down. Inhale, rising up. Now exhale, arms wide, rise up to your crescent. Inhale, warrior two. Sustain the sturdiness, the strength, the structure of your warrior two. And let it be a place where your mind becomes very still. And then exhale, let's windmill down slowly. Touch the 2 blocks before you pick up the back heel. And then when you pick up your back heel, place both blocks to the inside of your front foot and tip the right knee out to the side so you're on the outside edge of your foot, which I'm showing here. When you're like this. And when you're tipping out, keep the arms strong like plank pose. And touch the left knee down to the blankets and open a twist to your right. Rotate back to center and pressing into both blocks, straighten your left leg, plant your right foot. Bookend the right foot with both blocks and step into plank pose. And then reach backwards, downward facing dog pose. Okay, exhale to plank. Inhale to seal pose, come all the way through. Exhale, plank pose, all the way in. Inhale, downward facing dog pose. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, arms wide and reach up to the crescent. Inhale, warrior 2. Come into the sturdiness of the legs, which you might be realizing through the course of the summer immersion that these poses become more spacious, more still, more easily sustained. And then exhale, windmill your hands over, touch the blocks firmly, pivot your right heel up, place the block on the left inside the ankle, and tip the left knee out to the side. And then touch the right knee down to the blanket and twist open to your left. And come back around. And inhale back to plank pose. Okay, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. This time exhale to seal pose, point your toes. Inhale, light up your pose. Exhale, table pose. On the way to child's pose. Bring a block in for your head. And then walk your hands back to your knees and come up. Okay. Please place your chair on your yoga mat with your blankets and just check the viability of, take the lumps out of your blankets if you have lumps. So a reminder that if you are not accustomed to this pose, the shoulder stand pose, of course you can do the one that we were doing last week and the weeks prior. If you are accustomed to this pose, you are welcome to follow me in. We're going off the back of the chair. That's why I say, oh goodness, you know, if you're not accustomed to it, it's important to be thoughtful about what we're doing. And since we can't be in person right now, I can't see you falling off the back of your chair, and I don't want to imagine that either. So either last week's supported shoulder stand, or you can come down so your shoulders are on the edges of your blankets right there, about an inch from the edge of the blanket. Please hold the chair legs firmly. You can have a little bend to the elbow so you're really able to get the shoulders to press firmly down. Where I'm holding the chair legs, my elbows don't now go lower than my shoulders are. And placing your hips at the back of the chair there, each of us has to feel out, where does the chair make sense on the back of the sacrum, so that it's not painful. You also could pad the edge of the chair. And come into supported shoulder stand. Again, either supported shoulder stand, or like we were doing last week, the high bridge pose with the 2 blankets and the 2 blocks, which is also a precursor to this pose. Now, keeping your head centered, if you are in the supported shoulder stand with the chair, you can take the legs over to supported plow pose. If you're choosing to do the supported plow pose, you also have the hamstring flexibility for it. Or you can put your feet on a second chair behind you, or on a couple of blocks behind you. Draw your hips back to the chair seat. Take the legs back up to supported shoulder stand. Squish the shoulders under and open the chest and the heart. And then touch your feet to the top of the chair seat if you're doing the form of the pose that I'm doing. Then place your feet on the seat of the chair. And then for everyone, we're going to be walking backwards without demolishing the blankets, without pulling your hair. And then come to your waterfall pose for Shavasana, please. So in your waterfall pose, let the surround sound here. It's Monday morning, so it's garbage morning, recycling, yard debris, birds, neighbors. But rest in the inner quiet that your practice is intended to bring you to. So keeping your mind restful inward, let it become a little more still over the last minute of Shavasana, more still than you can imagine. Slowly deepen your breathing. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And please transition to your seat, making it a comfortable and sustainable seat, please. So this morning we'll chant each of the chakra sounds up to the 5th. When we get there, we'll be going to the Brahmari practice for the 6th chakra. We're going to chant each of the sounds the first time through. We'll do 8, a little bit more rapid. Lum, 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 lum. And then we'll do 4, slower. And then we'll do 1, long one. Okay, so beginning at the base. Lum, 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 lum. Lum, 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 lum. Second chakra. Wum, 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 wum. Wum, 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 wum. Third chakra. Ram, 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 ram. Ram 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 Ram. Ram. Fourth chakra. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Fifth chakra. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Brahmari, only the sound of the M sustained. So not with the pulses, just consistent. We'll do it 3 times. Release your hands to your left. Balance your inhale with your exhale now and come up for Nadi Shodhana. So it'll be inhale left, exhale right, and then inhale right and exhale left. Balance the in-breath with the out-breath and leave the slight pauses at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. Allow them also to be equal in length to each other. You may finish with your next exhale through the left nostril. And then rest your hands in your lap. And keeping some attention resting at the space between the eyebrows, which might be a natural destination for your mind and your inner gaze. Let your mind be very still, even though the outside world may not be still right now. The breath may be very simple, possibly even somewhat shallow, maybe imperceptible. In the stillness of your attention, your witness mind, if a thought comes, you can treat it like a bird in the sky. Let it pass right through. Invite your witness mind to help your wandering mind to keep coming back as a gateway to your wise mind. Witness mind is between the wandering and the wise mind, and a skill we develop at the stage called dharana means concentration. And practice consistently. If the wandering mind tosses up a distraction, come back to your witness mind. Let that bring you back to your wise mind. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Please bring your hands to your heart. May we and all beings everywhere have access to some sanity and clarity, a means to feel that which is more indwelling, that which is more constantly abiding, which is calling us back home. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste.